Hello. So God was showing me the number 144, and I looked it up in Strong's, and it means for the Strong's Hebrew. I can't remember what it is for the Greek, but God wants me to talk about Adar and how that's the 12th month on the calendar. It is also the month that commemorates the Jews escaping annihilation by the hand of Esther. Esther saved them, through her diligence and making risky moves. So I feel like one thing that God point out though, because there's a lot that we can, oh my gosh, we can take Esther and Haman and Xerxes and all that, and we can do a lot with that. But I feel like God was showing me that in the Hebrew calendar, they have a leap year, which I'm probably saying it right, but I'm probably saying it wrong, but I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. They have an extra month in the leap year, and it happens, I think it's 13 or 17 times in 19 years. I'm so butchering this. But at any rate, I believe that if you take the year and if it is divisible by 4, then that makes it a leap year on their calendar. And they did that to align it with the stars, if I'm not mistaken. And so in that leap month where they will have an extra Adar, that's essentially 2 months of celebration. I saw it say that Purim is relegated in that second month. But when that first, when the month before the leap month comes, which is regularly when they celebrate it, they still celebrate. And so essentially they get 2 months of celebration. And God was just showing me that a lot of us missed out on that last year. Last year was a leap year for our regular calendar. I think it's the Gregorian calendar, what we follow, and then also the Hebrew calendar as well. So we got the extra day and they got the extra month. And I believe that a lot of us missed out on that celebration because during that times we were going through some heavy testing, and even some of us, I'm included, we had some fails during that time. And so it wasn't, necessarily as celebratory as it could have been. And I feel like God is bringing that opportunity back around again. And it doesn't have to be February and March. I just feel like he's saying that he is the God of the times, and that for sure, many of us that missed out on that Purim, we didn't get to celebrate, being set free. Maybe some of us were still trapped in where we were, and that release came later, But I feel like God is now saying that, the time has come. Right before that, he showed me 12:12, which is manifestation, and more, much more. But he was showing me that we are going to see, and everybody is saying this, it's going to be great. God is doing stuff. It's going to be astronomical. And he was really showing me earlier. He was like, hun, sit still and be with me and understand that what's about to happen, the lid has already been blown off, but what's about to happen, it will only be able to be explained by God. People will immediately start looking for extraordinary things to explain it. And some people, they won't want to give God the credit. They'll give the credit to the devil, because the devil can bring about riches in people's life. The devil can bring about certain manifestations. That's why witches are hard to convince to convert, because they see the manifestation of their work, but it's just coming from the wrong power, coming from the wrong spirit, and they stand against God directly. His word is true in what it says. So, for those of you, last year was, not only was it tumultuous and it sucked and it had a lot of different issues, but around that time in February, March, I mean even in April, there were some things that you were up against that were very hard, that were like, oh my gosh, and you knew that you were right on the precipice of God taking you somewhere, but unfortunately that thing came and kind of knocked you down a few notches. And then, the journey continued. Now, these same people that I'm talking about, you did eventually beat that thing that came against you. A lot of people, it was a test. It was a test of integrity. A lot of us, I'll even say for me, I told God, I'm ready. And I know you got big things for me. And I know that it means that I need to be fortified and my heart needs to be ready. And I told him that I'm ready. And you know what? I wasn't ready. Woo, I wasn't ready. But I love how he allows the test to come to show you and to even give you a chance and an opportunity instead of being, like some parents and just going, no, I'm not going to give you the opportunity because I know you're not ready. So I know that I'm thankful for my experience, and I did learn so much, and it was a very interesting experience. I literally can write like a mini book on it. Like, it was a very interesting experience, and I knew that, I was working hard in the paint, and then here came that test, and I failed it smoothly, and then I jumped right back up, and then I allowed God to walk me into triumphantness to pass that test. Right now, God is releasing his glory. He's releasing the treasure holds. He's releasing things that you were supposed to have. Maybe you had it, but it wasn't cultivated. And then for whatever reason, it was taken away. You didn't have it. But when it comes back to you, you're going to be like, wow, I was supposed to walk into this. Some of you guys, God is pointing out to me, it's about your voice. And, yes, prophecy, yes, speaking the now word, yes, words of knowledge, yes, healing. But I feel like singing, God is really saying that some of you, that was robbed from you. Maybe it was forgotten, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. But I feel like God is releasing, that anointed voice within you that will not only worship God, but it will cry out, for the things of heaven. And I feel like it's going to be manifested. You're going to be singing, and you're going to be like, some of you already are like, my voice, I love my voice. It sounds different. And some of you, you're really like falling in love with yourself. You're listening, you're doing like me. You're new to this, and you're listening to your voice, and you're going, wow, I enjoy listening to this person. Some of us, we didn't like our voice, listening to it. Some of us, we didn't feel like it cut the mustard or whatever, or for whatever reasons we disliked it. And now God has revealed to you, the beauty of it. And he's going to do much more in that. Singing is one aspect of the things that he's going to bring supernaturally manifested. And I'm talking about beautiful, glorious voices. It will sound literally like something you never heard of before, and it's going to come from you. And I also feel like the season of celebration is upon you, that you are going to have that double Purim. You're going to have that Adar 1 and Adar 2, and God is going to mightily bless your blessings. Like, I've never said that before. And I love, that's one of the things that I say right before I get on here. This is not about no likes. This is not about no subscription. This is not about money, nothing. I'm here because God is showing me if I'm not obedient, to what he's saying, I'm not going to like that. That's not going to be very fun. And so I'm going to continue to do what he says, and I'm going to speak directly what's coming from him. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't desire anything else from this except that, God's work is being done. And I know that some of you are listening to this and going, yes, this is for me. Don't take these words for granted. Don't just scarf down all these words and then walk away and live regularly. Like, sit down and meditate, not on the people. Meditate on, first get the confirmation. First feel and see, is this the right spirit? Is this coming from God? Is this for me? And then meditate on it. Sometimes we get stuff and we immediately start judging. I'm not even in the right season for this. This ain't for me. And you may not be in the right season for that. May be true, but it could be for later. It could be for near future. Sometimes you just got to put it in your library. But some of us, we throw it away and we disconnect from the source. We disconnect from the power that comes through things that we feel like isn't necessarily from us. And pride can come a lot of times I know that that's something that happens with me that I loathe and that I got to keep working on. And you know, God is merciful, he is loving, he is patient, he is faithful, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, that's all that I have to say. I'm at 10 minutes, so it's time to get off of here. But y'all be safe, y'all be blessed, and I'll be back when he says something again that I'm supposed to give to you guys.